The defining rule among the Tusken Raiders of Tatooine was, whoever has two hands can hold a Gatterfee, and it was typical for Tusken amputees to commit ritual suicide. Appropriately, the end of Asherad Hett's life as a Tusken Raider was the loss of his arm at the hands of Obi-Wan Kenobi. During his years as a fallen Jedi bounty hunter, he used a cybernetic prosthesis, but when captured by the Yuuzhan Vong, they replaced it with an artificially grown organic limb. This would be the first of many alterations. Darth Krayt was a human male, just over 180 years old, his lifespan unnaturally extended by the combination of Vong biotech and long periods of suspended animation. To put it plainly, Darth Krayt was a biotech monstrosity. His body was riddled with Vong biots and coral seeds, and his right arm and left eye were vat-grown replacements. These implants were originally installed by the Vong Shapers to improve his body's ability to endure their experiments, bolstering his capabilities and contributing to his longevity. However, over the decades, the coral seeds continued to grow, turning his body into a horror show of grotesque mutations and growths. Krayt initially kept them in check with healing trances and periods in stasis, but these treatments became less effective over time. Despite his poor condition, he boasted a muscular physique and had many compelling displays of athletic ability to his name. Given his ability to casually lift Cade Skywalker with one hand, I feel comfortable saying that Krayt's baseline strength was superhuman, as his condition inclined him to minimize physical strain, using Force enhancement only sparingly. Accordingly, though his intense fighting style fully capitalized on his superhuman capabilities, he emphasized technique over brute strength. Though he favored grounded footwork and postures, rarely employing acrobatics, Krayt demonstrated a dynamic flexibility in his movements, handling his weapons dexterously. Furthermore, the implants continued to enhance his resiliency, an advantage that was reinforced by the Vonduin Scare Kyric that he wore. Another Vong creation, it was a living suit of organic armor with an outer layer of crystalline crab shells, capable of withstanding even lightsabers, though it could be cracked if struck with enough force. On Had Abaddon, Krayt was only subdued after being impaled through the shoulder and chest with a lightsaber, hit with a sustained blast of Force lightning powerful enough to disfigure those caught in its wake, and subsequently thrown off a cliff. And he still survived, albeit by using the Force to break his fall. Where the detrimental effects of the coral seeds hit him was in stamina, as periods of physical exertion presumably sped up their growth and left him badly weakened. Cade Skywalker observed the action of the biots through the Force during his duel with Krayt, describing them as gnawing at his guts. While Force enhancement allowed Krayt to power through in the moment, he was always hit hard after a fight, and if Cade's description is anything to go by, there is a point where Krayt simply wouldn't be able to push himself any further. His brief skirmish with the Imperial Knights on Coruscant left him noticeably weakened, and his extended bout with Cade Skywalker in the Sith Temple forced him to spend time in stasis to recuperate, and was one of the motivating factors behind the Mon Calamari genocide, using the fear and terror of the populace to fuel his dark side abilities and speed up his recovery. Krayt's approach to combat was based around leveraging his superior capabilities to overwhelm his opponents, a more developed version of the style he employed as a Tusken Raider and Jedi Knight, and likely honed during his initial years as a Sith Lord, before his implants began consuming him. Though he fought more delicately, avoiding the intensive hand-to-hand integration that characterized his style as a Jedi, Darth Krayt still held nothing back, avoiding extended engagements by pursuing a quick victory.